flip this around. You guys got to see a basically a profile or something like that. Basically, you got to see the. Okay, that won't work. Let's try this here. All right, let's get the audio going here. Do we got it? There we go. We got it. Okay. All right, so now we got the audio. All right, so guys, welcome. This is a basically a mail day video, though. I actually did have the chance to sort down some of the stuff here that I got from basically several uh, weeks, though, of basically picking up orders, though, and let's find a option to go and do live and say hi to everyone. Get let's see. Apparently, it looks like that Twiddler may be live as well, though, with a mail day video. So, basically, that happens, though. So I'm sure that his channel's definitely going to have some extra views, though, and everything. So we'll just flip that. We'll hop over my channel here, say hello to everyone. Sure. So, and then, of course, as always, appreciate everyone who does stop by or who watches. Basically, later, this is going to be probably a short-ish live stream, though, because basically just we got a shipment from Moonshot, or Moonshot Game. I almost called it Moonshine Games when I was typing it there. So we're gonna basically run through some stuff here. We're gonna go through essentially some of the cards that I set aside, though, here. This is from basically Lord of the Rings, and we got Commander Masters, though, in here. So these are, of course, the full art type or cards, though. Definitely a little bit different, though. And, got the Goulum Patient Lotter. We go back here, we had the Quick Beam Upstart Int. And then we got some land, of course. Rosie Cotton of Southlane. So some of these names I have for Lord of the Rings I've never heard of. Faramir, Field Commander, Peregrine Took. Of course, Soul Ring, which is always nice to see. Tireless Provisioner, Dragon's Rage Chandler from Modern Horizons, Modern Horizons 2 in a foil version. Sporting Dragons, Scale Up, though, from that's from Modern Horizons. And then, of course, we've got Modern Horizons 3 around that'll be coming around the bend. Counterspell, always useful card. A little throwback list card there. Pippin's Bravery, and of course, Terror. Of course, old school artwork, though, or the old school border framed, though. And then we got some more here. Many pairings. Obviously, some land. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, in a foil version. Hey, Super Fast Tortoise, just doing a little bit of mail day video here, though. I decided to pop on, though, and find, as a result of me doing it, though, I was like, I guess, among other things, Twiddlers decided that it was a good time to do a mail day video and some shooting the breeze, which Twiddler's quite good at shooting the breeze, though. So, uh, I had, wow. So, first part of the day at the office was busy, though. So I didn't get a lot of time, though, at that point. It did slow down later in the day, so was able to actually make my way through of some of the cards there that I got and basically sort them out though between common and uncommon, and then pull out the better stuff, the rares, the mythics, and just some of that stuff I just went through. The cards are trying to slide, and this is the. And then we got basically some more stuff that I. These are things that came in the rares and mythics. So heroic intervention. I got a little, Teferi temporal archmage mythic there. Some of the artwork, of course, is really neat. That Hiri's Nightblade, Song of the Dryads, Wake the Dead, Balin Wandering Knight. Yeah, I recall, wasn't Balin in Jumpstart though? I believe Killing Artist. Or, yeah, Killing Regal Behemoth. So dinosaurs. Yeah, I got a few things though in this here. Minds Aglow, capture of Jing Zhao, which basically, of course, is a portal card. It was quite when before the set release, though. It was actually pre-release price, I believe, had it at like I want to say somewhere close to the what was it, $50-$100 range though, something like that. But I know that as with anything though, pre-release prices generally don't hold up though for a lot of cards. Once basically it becomes obvious how basically easy or hard they are to get, and then of course what basically uh, is what basically you can find them for and everything. That of course will affect the price so quite dramatically. So I mean, like this case though, yeah. So let's see here. Basically, they had so they're essentially market price though for this card though uh, prior to release though, actually back on the 16th, 17th of July, they were putting it at like $50 though. Foil version basically was like at $68 though, and now with the release and everything though, the crash and reset of the pricing dropped it down to basically $18 though, and now it's back up to 22. So it has recovered some though. Um, and of course, the one that basically was not really truly affected, and probably for a good reason though. And then of course was the original. Well, okay, I guess it was. It did take a bit of a dip. So the Portal Three Kingdoms though original copy. Um, that could also be attributed to basically the market itself. Although it looks like it's still in high demand. I mean, you're looking at that up until uh, basically Yeah. So like the announcement or the back up, yeah, up until into mid June, and then when we got the information that this was being put in the Masters, it went from a $400 card to a $350 card, though, give or take. So it's lost about $50 from on the original Portal 3 Kingdoms one. Yeah, the Ixalan cover though, basically lost. I think it's a great way to put the Jurassic Park crossover, or basically include it by using effectively the caverns of Lost Caverns of Ixalan anyway, though, because it gives you a way to basically do that, though. Now, hopefully, they they do a better job of the basically the inclusion, though, and such that it works better than their efforts with doing the crossover on basically Innistrad with basically the uh, vampires, though, for Count Dracula and stuff. It was a cool idea. It just seems like that. I mean, in part, it wasn't quite as executed, though, as probably was hoped for and intended. But I think the other thing that they ran into is that, from a standpoint of, basically the older people are certainly probably more aware of Count Dracula and the vampire genre, though. Whereas, you know, hey, basically you show a kid who basically's at least read or been in school just a little bit, though, or uh, basically a dinosaur, they're going to know what dinosaurs are. And then you basically go with something like Jurassic Park, though. It will it'll be something that basically works well, though, because everyone knows what dinosaurs are in Jurassic Park, though. Big uh, time movie, though. Um, yeah. Um, I mean, the Transformers, though, uh, just I think that in a way they kind of missed a opportunity to basically move forward with the Transformers. Though while they brought them into basically the set and basically present created a hype with the Transformers and the shattered glass foil, it would have been the perfect opportunity to walk basically off into launching a uh, Transformers basically new card collectible game. But they, you know, and maybe that was what they had planned, but obviously the marketing, the business environment changed when they were like, yeah, we're going to put that on the hold, on the back burner for now, and continue moving forward, though, with other crossovers and stuff. Now I've seen some funny ideas on crossovers too, though. Magic, uh, basically the universes, though, uh, and then doing basically Magic as the basically the crossover, though. So you got universes beyond, and the universes beyond is Magic. Um, and then I've seen some other ones that are ranging from like Diablo to uh, basically uh, presidents, though, to take your pick of world leaders uh, with the universes beyond ideal, and continuing from there. Yeah, the Transformers had a card game. Yep, I've got some of it though. It flopped, and I think one of the things was basically the um, basically who was actually producing the cards though. They had basically reached a point where effectively they lost the um, IP rights to continue though with the production, and so they ended up winding it down. I mean, it's in part what actually happened to, in a way, to Decipher though, and their um, basically in the card games where they were doing Star Trek and Star Wars though, and when they lost those rights or the rights became too expensive to renew, it effectively collapsed their ability to continue along that ideal and maintain business though. Maelstrom Wanderer, Sky Shroud Claim, common card, but apparently it's got some importance though. Of course, Falwar Stone, which uh, it could have been a common though. It could be a uh, for this though, but the artwork though, and being a full art card makes it really neat. Flowering of the White Tree, coming from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, basically, I mean, when when Decipher was operating though, and they launched the Star Trek card game, collectible card game, and the Star Wars one, uh, not too far after Magic had launched, though, because of the popularity of Magic the Gathering and the revised, and it took off. It launched a bunch of other card games, though, that basically came around, and even one of the other, of course, besides Star Trek and Star Wars, you ended up with basically Overpowered, though, as well, that did Marvel first, I believe, and then they got the basically the opportunity to go ahead and include DC characters in there, and it did pretty well for a while. Just like I mean, Star Trek had a number of sets though, um, and some of the cards though that Star Trek uh, basically produced though, of course, were quite um, popular though, and had basically held value though for a number of instances though. Um, Obviously, you get something like First Officer Spock though. Um, Now, iconic character though, and of course with Leonard Nimoy's passing and the new series of Star Treks that have come out though, that have basically seen different actors playing Spock over the years, even Spock playing Spock with himself. Then you got something like the Future Enterprise though from the end of the Star Trek Next Generation. Yeah, I think there's a lot of with the basically with the new movies, with the reboots though, there's a lot of things that you could do with Transformers though, and there's been a number of different um, cartoon based Transformers over the years as well though that it's I think that the key would be is that the way that if I was going to if I was going to launch basically a new Transformers card game though, There are two ways that would have made sense. One would have been to do exactly what you did, what Magic did there, where they basically created the hype with the Shattered Glass and bringing it into Magic, though. And maybe they'll bring back and do a secondary run with some of the other characters to as well to basically run that though. Uh, but at the same time, though, um, the other thing would be is basically is to launch it with a new, um, basically Transformers movie though. So you get a new movie coming out, and basically you have that production ready to go, or already kind of sitting though, because you now though there's another movie coming, and then you launch it, in basically around that movie time or shortly before or after though, and I'll see if it hits though. Oh yeah, I've got a ton of Star Trek cards. I think, well, I know that up until basically I got back into Magic though, the Star Trek cards were basically the effectively outnumbered any other collectible card games that I still had left. Uh, Future Enterprise at one time though, and it's still quite because of course it's no longer produced and everything. But at one point though, when I pulled it, um, I held on to it though, but it was it basically was, I want to say 100 $150 though for time, because it was it basically was made as an ultra rare version versus just a rare though. Yeah. And then of course you got your Enterprise E, and then they did a apparently basically did a secondary or a re-release though, and they tried to restart the game. And then as a second version though, you got another Enterprise E. Reginald Barkley is another one of those ultra rare cards to find though, along with the Defiant though, and then also Regency One. And I know I've got it though, but it's not in this particular stack though. But I do have the original or the Enterprise um, D though, not the retrofit, but the D though. And while it was a rare card as well though, it wasn't as difficult to find though as as that. And I've got the binders around here somewhere. I'd actually planned on doing when I was doing my throwback videos, and maybe I'll get back to doing those, uh, showing off some of the uh, older type card games that have come and gone, like Marvels or Overpower. Though uh, we got Radagast, the Brown, Argon Company Leader, Van Gorn Tree Shepherd, a tree folk, Palantir Orathon. Don't try this at home. Got a little, basically, Infinity Island. Of course, one reason why I every now and then buy Infinity packs though is more for the land, and or maybe a shot at the shock land in one of the packs though. The rest of the cards, not necessarily something that um, I would basically spend lots of time or money on. Dramatha Magistrate, and Donna's Climb. Yeah, it's the lands. I mean, the common lands, though, just like basically that one, though, the island, though, the the Galaxy foil lands, though. That's the reason why I every now and then might buy a pack of Infinity, and for basically depending on where you buy and everything, they're getting it for $3.50 a pack, though. Okay, yeah, so you're paying basically um, $3 for the two lands if you get though. Um, $1.50 a piece though, and some extra cards. But you get that chance at the real winning prize though, and that's the basically the shock lands that are there though. And if you're, I haven't gotten one, but if you're lucky and you just happen to stumble upon the right pack though to get basically one of the lands out of there, and then you pull, obviously, unless you're buying from basically a collector pack, you're not going to get any of the super ones, but even uh, basically a blood crypto steam vents, you're looking at like $30 cards though, watery grave though, hallowed fountain. Now, sure, if you got the borderless galaxy foil steam vents though card, then you're talking $140, $50. Uh, Same with the Godless Shrine though, $130, $20 though. But I'm not gonna go buying basically every now and then I might do that, but I generally am just content buying a few uh, of basically the draft packs though. So this is from Rivals of Ixalan. Winged Temple Arzaka, legendary land. Uh, I don't know about. I mean, I I buy them because it's basically something that I grew up with though, and also Yawgmoth, Thrawn of or Thran Physician. So now I've been Orcish Bowmasters. That is basically there was a lot of people speculating that when the One Ring though was going to be banned though, um, and ended up not banning those. Um, they ended or the uh, Nazguls they ended up unbanning preordained though. Archon of Cruelty, Cursed Tome. Yeah, so as far as value though, like I said, it's goes to the basically the playing the game though years ago. Now, the other thing that I will say is that of course Territorio Carvu is that I basically have been selling some of my duplicates though as a way to turn over some value though to basically help supplement uh, buying cards though for uh, for sure though. Song of the Dryads, and that's from Commander 14 though. It's a list card. Lightning Skelemental. That's an interesting card though. That's Modern Horizons 1. And then basically got a little force of negation from Modern Horizons 1 as well, which had me looking though, because of the recent uh, reprints and printing, though. Basically, some of the cards that were up there in value, like Urza, um, they have basically dropped. Though now the top card, though, is the first sliver, but also given the fact of the new sliver deck and commander, that's where the basically where that one's going to be, though, a high demand card at this point, and has brought it up to an over $50 card, though. Whereas Ren and Six used to be the top dog, it's down to about $40, though. Uh, and of course, Ren and Six, uh, basically with the reprint, though, and then getting Ren and Seven as well. We got Michael Superbacker joining us as well, though. Yep, I would like to. I was quite happy pulling that Force of Negation from Modern Horizons. Lifetime pass holder, a zombie guest, and there is another one of our Infinity lands, though. Full art, the swamp, though. I Leyline of Combustion from M20, though. That's why I buy the Infinity cards, though, is for that. Solomon Simulacron, Escape to the Wilds from Eldraine. And of course, we're going to the wilds of Eldraine here. Enlightened Tutor, an Undergrowth Stadium. I think I've seen that one. The prices popped up, though, recently. Zara, Renegade Recruiter. Archon Foremost. Sithist, Harvest Hand. Tainted Adversary. Consider, though, Karn's Silex. And a little Alabaster Dragon from the list. Unpredictable Cyclone. Happily Ever After. That's from Eldraine as well. Vesting Sphinx. Fangorn Tree Shepherd. Yeah, I think I already got that one. I think that's the second one. Ancient Spider, though. That's from one of those previous sets. The Immortal Sun. I think I now that one I believe I actually pulled out of, wasn't it Rivals of Ixalan that basically that was from, though. Let me go look here. I believe it was, though. Yes, it was. Because I pulled out of my box of Rivals, I ended up pulling uh, basically two of the Pitiless Plunderer, the Immortal Sun, and then that Polyraptor um, in Twilight Prophet, I believe, and then the Tinder Shoot Dryad, though, among some others, though. So it was quite a good box, though, for that Rivals of Ixalan that I got, though. And of course, we got our Ghoul Caller Giza, Path of Ancestry, Loxodon Life Chanter, Savai Triome. We need those Triomes, especially if you're playing essentially a 5-color deck, though. And of course, we got our insect wizard here, Aaron Exa. I'm not sure how to pronounce it though. Sulfuric Vortex, Scion of Draco. And we got Yersi, Fortune's Flame, the Command Sphere. That is basically from the Commander Legends. Even though it's a common card, it is, of course, a foil one, which makes it cool. And then, of course, add in the artwork makes it even better. Oh, another Undergrowth Stadium. Frailus, Mana Wars, Fury, Time, or Frantic Search, little Elvish Mariner, Goldberry River Daughter, Pippin Guard of the Citadel, Palantir of. That's the second one I've gotten of that, though. Horn of the March, Hugh the Intwood, and there's our Nazgul. Lost Isle Calling, Reprieve, another Nazgul, Argon Company Leader, or Aragon, Frodo, Sauron's Bane. Yeah, Triomes are. So, Triomes are basically. So, dual lands. So, any lands that basically can double or triple up their usage, though, is useful when you are basically talking about a basically having a deck that is running 2-3 colors, though. But once you get into that, like trying to do a 5-color deck, though, it becomes much more viable to be able to have basically the option to do or use those extra cards, though. Well, yeah, because it's not technically made out of the bark, though. It's just a recycled tree. Although I I'd really be interested to see exactly how much um, of the card uh, is actually is true cardboard and or tree matter. Because I mean, you can basically it's. I'm sure. I mean, if you, it's basically going to be leftover material there. I mean, it basically you got a bunch of pieces of scrap though, wood though, that basically you're going to turn into cardboard, and then you have a grading for the cardboard as to how good or bad that cardboard is, or basically the premium with the cardboard, just like any other uh, rating though system, and depending on how it rates though is going to determine basically what kind of life it's going to have after it's been made though, because you're going to use the good stuff for the good stuff. The boxes of going forward, what's the should have to include basically the essentially the content, just like you would find on a on food though, to break down exactly how much basically how much true cardboard or true wood each card is made of. It should have a basically basically a guide, though, if you will, of basically the content. They don't have to, of course, disclose, anything trade secret, though. But that would be funny, though, is to see just how much wood is in, basically, or cardboard is actually truly cardboard in a Magic card nowadays, though, and how much of it is basically, maybe synthetic material or other material, though, that basically makes it uh, uh, work, though. Would also could also explain why the foiling, though, basically, especially with the commander set, though, created the Pringle effect, though. Two Man, I see you've joined here, though. Thanks for stopping by. I just went through a bunch of the basically cards that I got there, the real hits from basically over at Moonshot Games, though. This is basically just the commons and uncommons, though, and lands. I actually went and sorted those. I gotta finish sorting those further, though, because I want to basically code them in color, though, and see if in the uncommon stuff, if there's any other hits, though, that I could use. And yeah, and then basically I've been putting a few things up on eBay, though, under my eBay sales channel, though, to trade out some basically duplicate stuff, though, trade out and turn some of it into getting uh, new stuff, though, and also getting a hold of older things as well, though, revised or unlimited cards, though, to basically put aside, though. Well, I appreciate everyone stopping by, though. I This definitely went a little longer than I had actually anticipated, though, because I was thinking that this would only be basically a short run, though, and I didn't know if anyone was going to show up, and I appreciate you guys stopping by, though, watching it, though, and everyone else who watches this later, though. Uh, Appreciate everyone coming by, though. I am going to actually have to get going, though, but I do appreciate you guys stopping by, and wish you guys have a great week, though, and I will see you or talk with you some point in another chat, though, or see you here on my channel, though, at some point later. And you guys have a great evening, and thanks for stopping by once more.